one of my guilty pleasures is a Hallmark film, particularly Christmas Hallmark films. And I've been meaning to try some of their mystery films for a while, and it was a toss-up between a Loughlin one or a Candace Cameron Bure one. And just because it was on Amazon Prime and easy to watch, I decided to watch Garage Sale Mysteries, and this episode is The Masked Murder. It's a feature length, 1.5 hours give or take, but it's episode 13 of the first season. That's just kind of how they schedule it. And I have to say, I really wasn't sure what this would be like, because it's not exactly a gritty crime drama. It's a Hallmark. It's a lot more lighthearted. But having seen it, I can now say that actually I was quite impressed, and not just because I love Loughlin, although I do. So this was released in 2018, directed by Mel Damski, written by Suzi Weinert and Kraig Wenman, and stars, of course, Loughlin as Jennifer. Jennifer is, now I have to say, I don't know what her background is. I feel like I should know more. She's described by IMDb as an amateur detective, and she does arrive. Well, I'll explain the plot in a moment. Basically, she approaches this actual detective who seems to know her and knows that it was very likely that she, as an amateur detective, would be at the scene. I feel like that's something that would have been explained more in earlier episodes. So, I mean, I will be watching the other ones if I can get hold of them. But certainly, this can be watched on its own without having seen the others. But I do feel like there's a prominent gap in my knowledge for certain things. Long story short, she bids on a storage locker at an auction, and beautiful, beautiful objects in this. And then she goes to look for another storage locker, and there is a dead body in there. How did it get there? And did somebody kill that person, or did they trip and fall and bang their head? I'm not going to tell you, but it wouldn't, the title says Masked Murder, so, make up your own conclusions there. And then, of course, as the film ensues, Jennifer as a character begins to find out more information and help the detective. We do have kind of two threads there, because the detective is doing actual interviews and things. And we do get to see a decent amount of those, but we're not talking police chases or, noisy prisons or any of that. It is a crime and mystery, but I would say it's definitely more of a mystery. To me, it feels more like a Poirot or a Sherlock Holmes, as opposed to, CSI or NCIS. It's a lot more tame and gentle and quite cozy in a way. Jen as a character, goes and does her own investigating, and she's quite interesting to watch. I, as a crime writer, can completely understand her position. I would love to do the detecting, and I'd like to be an amateur detective. I would never have the confidence to approach a detective and start asking to contaminate the crime scene, but I do kind of feel a lot of love for this character and do understand a lot of her motivations, and that is something that I absolutely adore. The outcome of the narrative I won't divulge, but I will say that I didn't work out who did it or why they did it, but when it was revealed, I could kind of think, yeah, I should have seen that coming, really. So in hindsight, they've laid the groundwork, but I don't think they made it too obvious at all. So I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not, as I said, it's not gritty, it's not shocking. It's fun and cozy and warm and easy to watch. And I'm really, really looking forward to watching the rest of them. There are 17 episodes, to the best of my knowledge. And I've seen one. So I've got a lot ahead of me. If you can recommend any specific episodes, ideally ones that are on Amazon Prime or similar, that would be brilliant. I love Loughlin, and I might very quickly fall in love with this character. A lot more impressed with this than I thought I would be.